the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stare, just look up. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so what? You're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong. You will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack.
When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stare, just look up.
Right down, right there into the I am on mute. This is horrible. I am on mute. We'll have to start over. Hi. That is just beautiful. That is just beautiful. Thank God I have such dedicated members. Oh my God, I'll have to go over the whole thing again. So, let's pretend none of it happened, and I'll re-edit the whole thing, and let's pretend I've just started the stream. Hi, how are you all doing? I'm sorry, as you can tell, I cannot see the chat because I'm still on the laptop, as I was pointing out. I'm waiting for my GPU to arrive. It should be arriving within the next following days. Nice face I did there. It's perfect, perfect timing to stop it. I was pointing out how I made this video about a month ago, talking about how there is a potential of making 100% ROI on plug. As you can see, it was roughly about a month ago. Thank God I have such dedicated members who actually pointed out me being an absolute moron. That is just perfect. Mwah. Just oh my God, that's just wonderful. Hi Alex, hi KM, Danny, Andrew. That's just perfect. Still have no audio. No, no, no audio still. There should be audio. There should be. It should be working. As you can see, it's all moving and functioning, and all should be right. Guys, in the chat, please let me know if the audio is working now. This is such an unfortunate crap event. You see, this is why I hate doing this stuff from the laptop. It is just torture. You hear me? You hear? Yes! Yes! Success. It's good. All right, success. So we have it. So let's start over for the third time. So the idea of this live is because, as you can see, Amos here, and other members in the Discord itself, as I was trying to point out, because I'm a moron and I was on mute, and I guess everybody was trying to point this out. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So yeah, we have our beautiful Discord, which is 100% private. Which you can join on via Patreon. Since I'm already there and I'm doing this entire detour, I'm so sorry I'll have to do it again. So yeah, the premise of the videos you can see about a month ago was talking about how we can make 100% ROI. Right now, as you can see, I'm roughly around 130, although it's not an investment, it's more of a light trade that generated quick returns. As you can see, roughly within a month we're looking at 100+%, and I am still in it, as I was trying to point out when I was silent, and I literally will have to start the whole thing over. So I'm so sorry. So yes, we did get a couple of bursts, things that we're expecting in the community. I was talking about this. In fact, I just realized the whole occurrence when I was pointing out that I have this Greg's portfolio section in our Discord, where I point out the whole play, when, how much, and all that beautiful stuff. Or of course, we'll discuss these things in the community. And apparently, the bank now considers me to be a mega super duper US trader. That was, as you can see, we just kind of communicate through the Discord. I keep my community informed. The reason I was a little bit on a bit of a hiatus recently is because well, a multitude of things happened. First of all, I am waiting on that GPU. This is what I think I was pointing out in our casual chat right there. I'm waiting on this thing to arrive, which should be arriving within the next following couple of days. And that's why I've been sort of working from the laptop, and I've been putting 150%, in fact 200% into the community. And that's why I was a bit on a hiatus making videos. But yes, the community was informed. So as you can see, the whole premise of the video is to talk about plug, where we're at, where we're headed, because people are asking questions, and rightfully so. Again, the community is informed. How you join the community, it's via patreon.com/investory, right? Then you'll be met with the sort of the this thing, and you'll be able to press this become a member. You have a currently only a $30 tier, which, by the way, dear members, you can discount it via signing up annually. You have a 20% discount. People who will be members towards Black Friday, you will have a huge discount that is coming up. I'm going to open up an older tier we have that is super cheap and basically gives you almost this prestigious role in the Discord, and it will be opened up towards Black Friday. So just be a little bit patient. The community members who will be members at that time, of course, will benefit. Only members who will be members at that time. Another thing, Really important to point out before I do forget, I'm going to put it on the screen right now because you do hear me, and before I forget, because it was on the screen earlier, I do have a handful of spots in the one-on-one academy right now. A handful of students finalized. They've reached the conclusion of the academy. They are their academy graduates. They get to join the academy meetings, which we have a whole separate section on the Discord. As you can see, we have our member meetings, right? Our weekly member meetings, which are recorded then and posted on the Discord. You can follow up on them. We have members exclusive content, which is ad-free content that I make purely for the community. And of course, we have the academy meetings, which recently we've been having an issue with the recording, but that's due to the working from the laptop. But there were meetings. There were meetings. In fact, we just had a meeting yesterday, spoke about Plug, broke it down, into its finer details, and sort of we're using advanced tools and looking from all angles and everything. We can sort of identify what we think Plug will be doing, support resistances, and all of the above. I hope I am on normal screen right now. Yeah. Okay, see, good to see you. Howdy, 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 indeed. So most of us, as I was trying to point out when I was silent there earlier, are anywhere between 130 plus 120-ish%. Some of our members, in fact, roughly around the 300% ROI right now. I've seen 170, 80 to 100-ish, because some of our members were able to basically DCA rather early, and more so on top of it, get a better average through option positions and so forth. And so most of us are doing pretty well, exactly as we expected, as we posted and spoke about a month ago in this very video, as you can see. Just mute the whole thing. This is a hydrogen play, those who don't know. And yeah, back then, as you can see, we were talking about the reasons why we were roughly at around 150. Right now, we're hovering around the 3 levels, pointing out exactly these 318 level that we just visited the other day, 313, whatever it was. And so where we're moving to right now, what my thinking is like, what I think things will play out, and whether I'm still holding. What I was trying to point out is, as you can see, for example, right now in the 30 minutes, basically most of our downwards pressure, most of that momentum that should have taken us downwards was spent on going sideways. And so in fact, right now, as you can see, we're roughly testing that channel that is actually moving to the upside, but within that framework, we're basically moving sideways. So that's pretty normal. This is a normal occurrence, a retest rebalancing of the price action. So potentially within the following sessions, we will see either ourselves or the price action hit that range and potentially hit off of it and start moving towards that 3 range. It already seen being tested one time right just prior, just crossed it roughly around 313 here, as I've said, 315 it seems to be. There's another strong psychological level at 333 here, so we kind of are considering a range between 3 to 333, and it appears we're moving towards it. Right now, we're still finalizing that downwards pressure, that bearish momentum that we had. We're full on bearish given that we're below 50. You can see, in fact, we're sort of teeter-tattering back in and out of oversold conditions, and that's kind of normal, but within the 30 minutes. And so if we pay attention to the larger framework, we can see that most of that bearish momentum, as we were just saying, we didn't really go for consolidation as much as it went to moving sideways with a little inkling of downwards. Nothing, no serious bearish pressure, as you can see. On the 1 hour, we actually are already transitioning into becoming bullish. Unfortunately, we are in oversold conditions, so it's not perfect, but what this does, it basically cancels each other out. And what we are looking at is on the larger time frame. As you can see, for example, this is this rebalancing act. As you can see, a bullish movement, now steady rebalancing, or finding the fair price, fair value for this level, to be more precise about this. A rebalancing act, to be honest. And as you can see, we are still on the larger time frame, such as the daily. We are actually above the 50 range, and we are bullish actively, right? Which unfortunately is being somewhat powered by the indices, by the SPX. As you've noticed, we had a rather bullish movement throughout today and the day before, and so we ended up moving to the higher end of the 67. So we were actually at 67, the higher band of 67, and so forth, to the point where we penetrated 67, 20, 30, roughly that range, and then started breaking back down, which now goes against the bullish momentum that we had. So tames down. Basically, it's a culmination of both of these forces, and unfortunately, as you can see, we're moving far more in tandem right now with the indices, something we wouldn't want to see on plug, but it is merely because of the lack of the momentum on plug itself. But it is okay given the movement we've just made within the several session, and now we're right now kind of holding on and finding stability and support on the around these levels around the 280. So that's kind of normal. And in fact, we still have the session of tomorrow. Let's not forget about that. And we know when plug wants to, it can move against the grain of the market very, very, very well. Now, so again, going back to the daily, we are becoming bullish, but it is still relatively weak. We're not seeing actual bullish momentum sort of printing today, but we are seeing that momentum shift over and retain above the 50, and so subsequently we are more bullish than bearish. If we go to the weekly, in fact, as you can see, we are moving into overbought conditions, in bullish conditions, which we are seeing the momentum printing. As you can see how the candlestick structure here is very bullish, arguably, and I would say we were still going to make it to retest that 333. As you can see, that's a level that was acknowledged and retested in prior price action a lot before. If we're looking in fact into 2023, at this point you can see on the bottom of the screen right there, 2023 right here, as you can see, it appears roughly around that area, and we were already acknowledging and testing that level again and again. And my argument that with this bullish momentum we have, we can easily make it to that 333, and in fact potentially make it to 350, which is going to be another psychological level, and maybe even move above it towards 4. Now, I am not gonna be I'm not rigid, meaning in that sense that if I will see the momentum deteriorating live right in front of me, I will not argue with the market. I'll not try to pee against the wind, so to speak. It simply is a dumb idea. It's not going to work. And if I see the momentum start to deteriorate, guess what? Which we are coming to a convergence point on the monthly, which does bring about a potential retracement, the same way we've had this process sort of move this way. We're going to potentially see a potential similar, does not have to be fully identical or symmetrical, but potentially something similar. And so this is why I want to exercise at least part of my position, at least a part, potentially maybe the whole position. Why not? If I will be more than certain that I will get a rather sufficient low to sell my entire position and re-enter here, why not? I'll end up using the very same funds with a far higher amount of shares right here, rebuying, and potentially not through a long period. As we can see, again, the structure right now is still bullish, but depends on how long can this hold. Realistically speaking, we're not planning to stay within this. Again, this is not an investment as much as it's a swing trade. It's a quick trade, relatively speaking. We're not looking at years of holding this thing, although I was DCAing whenever I had the opportunity, and so I was basically, this is a process of months in the making. But some of our members literally joined a month ago. As you can see, it was quite lucrative and already made 100% on their ROI. And so we are actually potentially still looking towards that movement if we're objectively, pardon me, if we objectively want to look at how the structure right now appears to be and how the momentum is and how the buildup currently is looking like. We're basically moving towards making that next finalized process of the cycle, and potentially that partition of the grand cycle is significantly bullish. As we can see, the pickup of that momentum happening right here on the stochastic RSI. We have a clear, strong divergence between our K and our D, basically our bullish and our bearish momentum, if you will. It is actually a moving average. That is, one of them is a slow and one of them is a sort of rapid and slow one, fast and slow, which does allow us to derive where our momentum is accelerating or dying down subsequently. So what we're seeing here right now is basically a buildup of that larger cycle, as you can see on the 3 months. And so we're not looking to capitalize on a major movement as much as we're looking to capitalize on a partial movement that is corrective in its nature, but it's on such a large scale that it has a significantly sufficient bullish movement within it to capitalize, as you can see, 100 plus, and maybe even more so ROI within the following session. So what am I planning to do? I'm planning to basically follow up on the price action moving towards these psychological support and resistance levels, as we've mentioned, looking at the channels potentially flipping over and becoming a lot more bullish. As you can see, the channel is still bearish, right? For example, on the weekly. On the daily, we already are moving in this bullish framework, but we can see the larger scale is still bearish, and so I'm waiting to see a transition. As you can see, we already broke out of the bearish cycle, the larger one, and so I am expecting to see a transition over time, giving us more data points that will transition that larger or longer duration trend to the upper side. Of course, that may take a whole week, a couple of weeks, maybe an entire month, but as we're going to be doing that process, these data points will be printing more of a bullish structure, moving potentially, as we said, from 350 to somewhere around 4. If I will see that we're nearing 333, or in fact, if tomorrow or later down the session, if I will see the momentum suddenly starts to deteriorate and it's sufficient enough for me, I'll of course inform my community of my own decision to execute. This is not financial advice. I don't give out signals of what they should be doing. I will simply be notifying them of what I will be doing, and it's up to them whether to continue riding this. Plenty of our members are academy graduates, and so they know how to analyze the market on their own, and I may be just being fearful for no good reason. In fact, we've seen this before where I advised and sort of said that from my point of view I will be getting out, and many members stayed within the trade and made more money, bigger ROI over several sessions. Didn't take too long, so it's to each their own. Basically, I cannot tell you what to do with your own portfolio. Now, yeah, that is basically it. This is where we stand with plug. I'm going to try and tend to the questions or to the chat. Hello, how are you doing? Good to see you all. I know it's a little bit discombobulating, the whole thing, going back and forth. I'm sorry, but I'm working from the laptop right now, as I've said. We'll be getting the GPU within the following couple of days, I hope. Well, either Friday, tomorrow, or maybe Sunday. Yeah, everything works here on Sunday, so I potentially am going to get it, and we're going to go back to normal, regularly scheduled videos, as you know, at least a couple a week. That's to everybody, to the public, and yeah. What else? That's it. That's it. This is all I have for you, boys and girls. A little bit of an update on plug. Go ahead if you have any questions. Now is the time. As you can see, I can see the chat. Blink twice. That's so dumb of me. That is so typical of me. That is so typical. You guys see, you guys are seeing crazy Inception. Everything is sort of, yeah. So what's up? What's up, boys and girls? Any questions about how we're doing, where we're headed, what am I expecting? Realistically, by the way, those who are wondering about the SPX, which of course will make a separate video, alive potentially within the following days, whenever I'm going to get the GPU. And I will inform what it is that I'm expecting and how I'm seeing things playing out. Realistically speaking, on the larger scheme of things, the larger scale of things, we don't expect anything any different. I know it's been sort of prolonged, and we've been waiting for the Fed to start cutting earlier. In fact, we had just the right signs, but as you can see, it got prolonged. But as it appears, we are mere steps away from that market breakdown. Again, it's not for me to tell you what to do with your portfolio, as much as I am here to sort of guide through what my analysis is. And yeah, that's another reason why I'm being so careful about plugs, simply because SPX, as the S&P, the indices, may be so heavy by its effect that it will affect the entirety of the market, including plug, who is mostly detached from the indices, mostly moves on its own, but still is affected given the bots and everything that how it's built. Reminding everyone, again, join us in the community right here on Patreon for patreon.com/investory. Right, you do have a 20% discount, and those who will be members by Black Friday will benefit another substantial discount. I will not say more than that right now. Let's go back to the chat, see if there are any questions. I don't think there are any questions, because I think it's not going anywhere. My members are, of course, mainly those who are already on the Discord in the Patreon, by the way, yeah, how do you join the Discord? Let me put it on screen right now. It's this very page. As you can see on the bottom right here, it's discord.gg/investory. This is how you join us on the Discord. Of course, it's a paid Discord, so you have to be a Patreon member. All Patreon activities basically they take place on Discord itself, right? Here is the Discord. Here it is. And we have various chats, as I said, various voice channels that we use, the Academy chat, of course, notes and so forth. This is for the Academy graduates. And regular members that do get plenty of benefits. And by the way, Academy members, another interesting thing that I didn't mention, and maybe it still is on the screen right there. No, it's not. I already changed this. As you can see on the left side, some of the perks. Basically, you get a lifetime Discord membership, so you don't really have to be a patron if you do sign up for the Academy, which is right now $4,000. Well, 3,500. Sorry, it will be 4,000 when we do hit a lower range on the SPX. So right now is still a good time to sign up before you miss out on a good price. That's it, boys and girls. And I guess I'll see you on the next one.